Thank you, Shalonda. Every time I hear you, I just feel that much more inspired. She came to a leadership retreat for the department last week, and I asked her to speak about the community benefits plan so that every column of our agency understands the importance of embedding these principles, of being able to ensure that communities actually have a meaningful role and a meaningful voice in all of these grants. And we would not be doing any of this were it not for your leadership in making this happen, Shalonda. What an amazing time this is to be working at the Department of Energy, where we have resources to be able to do what we have wanted to do. Those who have been advocating on the outside, you're now on the inside, and you've got money, and you've got will, and you've got support. It's kind of pinch me. So we got to make the most of it. So I'm so grateful for all of you who are here and who are watching. I know this is being streamed. For those who have been working on issues of justice all of your lives, the outside, inside, I just know that this is the most impactful and important time of our lives because we have the support of the President of the United States, you have support of the leadership of this agency, you have funds, and we want to make this happen. So thank you so much, Shalonda. I mean, this week as we honor the legacy of Dr. King, I've been thinking about this. It starts with me, and then this notion of shifting the cultural climate through study and practice of Kingian nonviolence. We recall the marches for justice, Dr. King's righteous presence at the helm, arm in arm with leaders. We've all seen those images of him marching. We remember the pilgrimages, the prayer pilgrimages, the spiritual songs, the speeches that wove an earthly mission with a sense of divine providence. We study the ideal of the beloved community, this nation that is free of poverty and bigotry, where peace and love reign supreme. And we do these things. We recall, we remember, we study to understand our history, certainly to understand how America has not always lived up to its promises, but also we consecrate his day in search of wisdom to learn from Dr. King's teaching as we undertake the great work of our time. So this notion of shifting the cultural climate through the study and practice of Kingian nonviolence, in Dr. King's own words, nonviolence, and this is his quote, first, quote, does something to the souls of those committed to it. It gives them new self-respect. It calls up resources of strength and courage that they did not know they had, unquote. That practice of nonviolence next reaches the skeptics. Dr. King believed that nonviolence was powerful enough to touch the crusty heart of the skeptic, to alter their feeling, to alter their thinking, and to make them open to new ideas. The very act of nonviolence, in other words, is a practice of changing hearts and minds. The work that we all do every day is about changing the way some of the most people view some of the most basic tenets of our economy and our society and science. We are convincing, we're trying to change the culture of people's minds. We're convincing businesses that powering our economy on clean energy is worth the time and the money and the effort. We're doing the work to persuading communities that the clean energy economy can bring prosperity that truly is shared even in the face of so many communities that have been neglected and have become accustomed to being neglected. We're helping young people see, of all backgrounds, see that they can be the leaders, the next leaders of this clean energy economy and industry. We're advocating with empirical evidence that science is to be believed and that climate change matters. And above all, we're fighting this cynicism that says from the old energy industry that things have to stay the way they are, that a brighter, cleaner future for our planet is not possible. We're battling all of that. And we take on these vital projects as we look to Dr. King for guidance. We take lessons in his patience. He knew that persuading his contemporaries of nonviolence would be an uphill battle, but he was willing to teach and to reteach and to reteach the tenets of his philosophy to anybody who would listen. We look to the coalitions that he built, to his view that having more allies across race, across party, across boundaries, across religion, having more allies meant bringing in freedom and justice that much sooner. And we are guided by his tenacity, his unwavering belief in the justice of his cause. Quoting Victor Hugo, Dr. King often said that there is no greater power on earth than an idea whose time has come. And I know that you believe, and I believe that the time has come for the ideas that we're championing, for the ideas that animate our work every day. And I know that Dr. King's legacy lives on in those ideas that we're fighting for, and in the moral courage that we seek to bring to that fight, and in how the just path can stir all of our consciences to fight even harder for what we know is right. So glad to be in this fight with you all, fellow warriors. Thank you.